Here, from our office here in the Bahamas, we were able to hold a first of its kind TIP committee regional meeting in which 6 of our Caribbean sister countries, we met virtually and we discussed our challenges and successes with TIP and anti-trafficking strategies throughout the pandemic. And so that was really, it was really enlightening to know what other countries are experiencing and going through. We also were able to have what is called a judiciary webinar last year, also virtual, where members of our judiciary were made aware of some of the other factors. Of course, they're totally up to speed as it relates to the legal factors in trafficking, but we were able to create a larger awareness for exactly what happens as it relates to the victim, as it relates to the social services part of victim care with a trafficking matter. And so that was really good because we had persons internationally join us and speak to matters that happen in their individual countries as well. And we thought that was a plus.
Absolutely.
For us.
Gives you some idea as to what else to look out for that you might not have thought about before. Now,
exactly.
There's a UN agency that gives support to this effort, isn't there?
Yes, trafficking in persons comes under the United Nations, UNODC, and that's the crime arm of the United Nations based in Geneva.
Great.
And we also have reports and different obligations to that agency for obvious reasons, so that we can get our message out there that this is what we're doing in the Bahamas. We also have a reporting obligation to the United States Department of State, where we, for the 6th year in a row, were able to receive our Tier 1 status.
Yes.
And that is something that we like to hear. At the same time, it also set the bar a little higher for us. So even though we continue to strive to do well, every time we get that Tier 1 status, the bar goes up a little higher, and we have to try and get a little beyond and do a little more in our trafficking efforts.
Absolutely. Now, we have less than a minute left in the show. Anything you want to raise that hasn't been raised?
If there's anyone out there who wants us to speak to a social group, we're here. We can be contacted. We can make arrangements virtually for the most part. If you feel comfortable, we can have someone come in. We can distribute some brochures for you, anything of that nature. We're here to help to get the message out.
Good. Sergeant Knowles, anything from you?
I just want to advise the members of the public that we should not support these traffickers in their endeavors. You know, there are some clubs around New Providence, and so, you know, if you support those sort of establishment, you're really supporting human trafficking. So look out for those buildings and things that's a heavy guarded, you know, stay away from them. We want you to look for those signs that we spoke about during the show. And feel free to call us at the numbers provided earlier.
Good. Sergeant Sterling Knowles and Superintendent Tessa Newbold, thank you so much for being on The Read Factor, and thank you for your work.
Thank you for having us.
Good. And we'll see you next time on The Read Factor.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, the nation's leader announcing a date for the next general election. Residents react to the ringing of the proverbial bell and the closure of the voter registration. And 3 persons hauled before the courts on child abuse charges. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping the news tonight, it was an announcement that was highly anticipated by Bahamians across the country. The nation's leader, Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, announcing a date for the next general election during an address to the nation this morning. Jamila Mizik has the details.
I have advised the Governor General to issue the writs of election, which will be held on Thursday, the 16th of September, 2021.
The nation's leader, Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, making the official announcement of the next general election on Thursday morning following the dissolution of Parliament. Prime Minister Minnis noting that now is the time for the people to choose who will form the next government of the Bahamas.
We have a long tradition of peaceful elections. Let us continue that proud tradition. We must discuss the issues rigorously and peacefully, contrasting our various visions for the country. In our democratic tradition, the people rule. Your collective wisdom will decide our way forward. Your collective wisdom will decide our shared future. All political parties should conduct their campaigns in keeping with public health guidelines.
Dr. Minnis also taking the opportunity to announce the arrival of more vaccines to the country.
The Bahamas received earlier today 38,400 doses of the one-shot Johnson & Johnson vaccine. These doses are in addition to the AstraZeneca vaccines we received over the past few months. In total, including doses received and those arriving in the country weeks, the Bahamas was able to secure well in excess of 550,000 doses of the life-saving vaccines.
The Prime Minister noting that the country now has enough doses of vaccines to be taken out of the emergency phase of the pandemic. However, residents will still have to abide by health and safety protocols.
My government is spending more than $7 million on public health resources to help battle this wave. This includes creating more beds and spaces to treat those who are ill, as well as bringing more health care and medical personnel.
Now he offered sympathy and prayers to those who have lost loved ones to the COVID-19 virus and says he is encouraged by the number of persons showing up to get vaccinated.
Your next government will have key decisions to make in enacting post-pandemic public health legislation. Your next government will have to make other key decisions to build on the robust economic growth started on our watch. Your next government will have to make important decisions on rebuilding and renewing a post-COVID-19 Bahamas. A new mandate is needed to ensure that a government is in place to do this difficult work over the long term as we are reaching a critical turning point in the pandemic.
Now, the Prime Minister noted that the Bahamas has a long tradition of peaceful elections and encouraged Bahamians to keep that proud tradition. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Jamila Mizik.
Well, about an hour before the Prime Minister's address, the Commissioner of Police, in his capacity as Provost Marshal, went to the steps of Parliament once again to read a proclamation on the dissolution of Parliament and also announcing a date for the new session of Parliament. Italia Hall has that story.
For the second consecutive day, the Commissioner of Police Paul Roll, in his capacity as Provost Marshal, approached the steps of Parliament. On Thursday morning, Commissioner Roll read 2 additional proclamations from the Governor General, His Excellency Cornelius A. Smith. In the first proclamation, it was announced that Parliament is dissolved as of Thursday, August 19, 2021.
I, Cornelius A. Smith, Governor General of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, do hereby proclaim that Parliament shall be and is hereby dissolved on the 19th day of August 2021, given under my hand and public seal of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas in the city of Nassau this 19th day of August in the year of our Lord 2021, and in the 69th year of Her Majesty's reign. Signed, Governor General. God save the Queen.
The Commissioner then announcing that the next session of Parliament will be held in New Providence on October 6, 2021 at 10 a.m.
Given under my hand and public seal of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas in the city of Nassau this 19th day of August in the year of our Lord 2021 and in the 69th year of Her Majesty's reign. Signed, our Governor General. God save the Queen.
Now, the dissolution of Parliament comes one day after the House of Assembly was prorogued and a date was announced for a new sitting of Parliament. Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
The highly anticipated announcement of a snap election sent many residents rushing to the Parliamentary Registration Department to register. However, it was too late. Tonight, we hear how some residents feel about the big announcement. Well, we will have that story later in tonight's newscast. And on this anniversary of the Free National Movement's victory at the polls on August 19th in 1992, one of the founding members of the Free National Movement, the Right Honorable Maurice Moore, the Bahamas ambassador designate to Central America, is reflecting on his party's rise to power 29 years ago, as the Prime Minister announced the next general election today.
I'm happy that I was able to make a contribution to that particular area of development in the political and economic life of our country. It brought about a chance for those in the community who felt that the government of the country, the Bahamian people, deserved to have a better form of government, and that it was felt that yes, there were black men and women who had the ability to do just that, and we tried hard. We made a lot of progress, but I'm happy that I was a part of that change which came about. And the Bahamian people were pleased with having us as the government.
The life and legacy of the former Governor General, the Most Honorable Arthur D. Hanna, will be celebrated next week as the Progressive Liberal Party will host memorial services in Grand Bahama and the nation's capital. The Honorable Arthur D. Hanna, 93, died on August 3rd of this year in New Providence. He is the father of the Member of Parliament for Angleton constituency, the Honorable Glennis Hannah Martin. Mr. Martin was also the former Deputy Prime Minister of the Bahamas, having served in the late Sir Lyndon Pinling's cabinet. During the memorial service, Hannah's immeasurable contributions to this country will be noted. Bahamians throughout the length and breadth of this country are invited to join the PLP in this celebration as they remember a man who fought for the rights of Bahamians. The memorial service for Grand Bahama will be held on Monday at 6 p.m. at PLP headquarters on East Sunrise Highway and Beachway Drive. The memorial service for New Providence will be held on Tuesday, the 24th of August at PLP headquarters on Farrington Road. The state funeral for the Honorable Arthur D. Hanna will take place on Thursday, August 26th. The emergency powers orders amended once again, this time impacting the nightly curfew for the islands of Abaco, including the surrounding keys, and for North, Central, and South Andros. The newly imposed curfew will now be between the hours of 8 p.m. and 5 a.m. The change takes effect this coming Saturday, August 21st. And stay with us, there's more news coming up right after the break.
For your large and small generators, propane and butane stoves, LED flashlights, fuel canisters, coolers, batteries, gas and electric chainsaws, cooking supplies, tarps, matches, duct tape, and more.
Across the Bahamas, we're more connected than ever before as we upgrade and expand our network, elevating your connection with BTC Superfast Fiber Internet. More people can access the best high-speed internet on our upgraded all-fiber optic network, providing you with a better experience working remotely, learning virtually, accessing more from home, and connecting with more opportunities. Visit our website or any store to upgrade to our super fast fiber internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Bellevue Gives is a household name that has educated generations with the best and affordable supplies. Now through September 4th, get 15% off workbooks, school supplies, and teacher's aids. Bellevue Gifts and Supplies. See in-store details for more specials.
Esquire Men's Freeport has new arrivals of vibrant Nautica pieces. Contact them at 352-8816 or place your order online at www.esquiremen.com.
Activate your power with the new Scotia Card MasterCard Debit. Experience the power of convenience with speedy payments made with a simple tap. Feel the power of safety with enhanced security from our chip and pin technology, which grants you extra protection at the ATM, online, and at point of sale protection. Your access is granted. Make purchases here or when you choose to travel with priceless MasterCard offers. Activate your power with the new Scotiabank MasterCard Debit Card.
It's the summer you deserve. Introducing the Alcatel One SE with Freedom 12 plan included. Switch to Alive today. Alive, believe in best.
Hi, I'm Wes. I like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I would like to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Let us put shoes on your feet.
Take your time, take your time. You sure, right? Yep.
Money short.
You sure? All right.
Money short.
Okay, okay.
Miss.
You know loser buying, right? Oh, well, you must be getting kids be late. Man, I ain't bring no money like that. Just you know you greedy.
Well, today is your lucky day.
Oh.
Check out the ZNS Shopping Network. See what deals they have on food.
Look here. Boy, Madcap got some super deals. Check it out. You got a $25 coupon for 15 and a $20 coupon for 10.
Well, Madcap it is.
All right. Hey, I roll him at you, eh?
Log on to ZNSShoppingNetwork.com and get your deals today.
That's what I told her. Bring the winding thing here. This is Rick and Script, so hey, wind and go down low.
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Well, as we stated earlier, the highly anticipated announcement of a snap election sent many residents rushing to the Parliamentary Registration Department to register. However, it was too late. Tonight, we hear how some residents feel about the big announcement. The proverbial bell has been rung, and in just a matter of weeks, Bahamians across the length and breadth of the country will be heading to the polls. Here in Grand Bahama, our ZNS News team took to the community to find out how residents feel about what has been described as a snap election.
So I'm not surprised, but I'm ready.
I think it was a great surprise to hear that election has been called. I was not expecting it to be called this early in the term, but thank God I'm ready. I was ready I got registered about 3 years ago for an election, whether it was on time, before time. I was ready.
We expected it. It's coming, and I think it's the right thing to do with all the stuff that's going on and the controversies going on in and out of Parliament, the pandemic going on, controversies with all of that. So I think it's the best thing to do, and it'll let people basically put their money where your mouth is.
Now, since the election date has been announced, voter registration is officially closed.
What? Because you would already be on the register, you could just use your passport on election day.
However, a continuous registration system is in place, meaning that those who are registered for the 2017 general election will still be able to vote come September 16th. But new voters and those who had a change in home address would have to re-register. Some residents were prepared for the announcement, others were not.
I'm not registered to vote because I didn't expect elections to be called until next year. So I'm one of those ones that got caught up in not being prepared. So, yeah, I'll have to sit this one out by force, not intentionally.
I came to try to change my address. However, I found out today that I don't have to come down here to do that. I can just use my passport to vote at whichever constituency that I am in or was in. So more information needs to be spread to the public so that persons like myself do not come rushing here to be turned away to go back home.
I'm registered to vote, always registered to vote. Voting is one of those rights, and I take this opportunity to urge anybody who's thinking about not voting, don't do it. If you have to put the names in a bag and pull one out, vote. Exercise your rights, because many people in the world don't have that right.
These Grand Bahamians share what they're looking forward to seeing happen on Grand Bahama once the next government is elected.
To be 100% honest with you, I'm not looking forward to a whole lot. Being here in Grand Bahama, we have seen it's obvious that it doesn't matter who is in power, whether it's the FNM, whether it's the PLP, whether we give the FNM all of our seats, or whether we shut the PLP out entirely, absolutely nothing happens for our island.
Well, in Grand Bahama, we hope that the economy will continue to thrive. We've seen signs of movement of the economy, and we hope that the next government that would come in would continue to build on what has been planted and to continue moving the economy in the right direction. I feel comfortable that will happen.
I think sometimes we expect too much too soon, as opposed to giving it time to peter out. I think the next government, though, I would like for them to be a lot more honest and open with the people. Say what is what, you know. Don't give the people false hope just to keep elected. Say what is what and be honest, upfront and honest with the people.
Because I'm in tourism, I want to see the hotels get up because we need that. The boats are coming in. We're not seeing the people as per se, like what they're saying and what's not. So all I'm going to end it and say I'm ready.
Now, this local pastor says he will continue to pray for the country during this time, and he will pray for all candidates as they campaign and seek to win their respective seats.
And we pray God be with this Bahamas, and as we go, or they go about their campaigning, that it will be done godly, decency, characters would not be smeared, and that they will just campaign on the issues of the day and what they will do, providing they win the government.
In news from the crime beat, 3 Grand Bahama residents hauled before the courts today to answer charges related to child abuse. 38-year-old Shamika Brown of number 28 Alexander Palm Way, Carvel Beach, Freeport, appeared before Deputy Chief Magistrate Debbie Ferguson on the charges of making a false report, cruelty to children, and mandatory reporting the abuse of a child. She pled guilty to all charges. Sentencing was stood down until Friday, August 20th at 10 a.m. 41-year-old Rodney Miller, also of number 28 Alexander Palm Way, Carvel Beach, Freeport, appeared before Deputy Chief Magistrate Debbie Ferguson on charges of causing harm and cruelty to children. He pled guilty, and the matter was stood down until Friday, August 20th at 10 a.m. for sentencing. Additionally, Alan Bain, age 39, of Pinehurst Drive, South Bohemia, was arraigned before Deputy Chief Magistrate Debbie Ferguson on the charge of unlawful sexual intercourse with a minor of the same sex. He elected to have the matter heard before the magistrate's court, where he pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 4 years at the Bahamas Department of Corrections. The formal charges are in reference to a missing persons report that was reported at the Criminal Investigation Department in Freeport last week. A massive giveaway held recently by Reach Out Youth Ministries. Over 500 people were giving grocery as well as essential supplies outside of the Reach Out Youth Center on Banyan Lane. Coordinator Bishop Joseph Hall says the giveaway is a demonstration of the love of God.
The Lord blesses Dudley said in Reach Out Ministry with these gifts to give away. We are pleased today to say how happy we are, and so many people came. These are some serious times in this country. We call this a crisis in this country today. And so what we're doing today is we're reaching out and giving to people. And I am asking the private sector in Grand Bahama to consider Reach Out Ministry and make your love gift to them so they can give to others, and so that the people in Grand Bahama can be happy. When you give, it makes you happy.
This resident says she is grateful for the assistance.
You know, a lot of people were affected from Hurricane Dorian and from the COVID-19. I think it's a way for a lot of persons that aren't working, and maybe some persons whose hours were cut because of the curfew. It's a major help. I myself included, I am working, but then when you look at the minimum wage and what's going on around us, all the help is needed, and I really appreciate Mr. Zaid for what he's doing in the community.
Stay with us. Our Facebook friend of the day still to come.
Are you ready to step out with designer shoes or handbags? Visit Steppin' Out. They've relocated at number 4 Old Sam's Plaza. Stepping out when you want to put your best foot forward.
Welcome to Grand Bahama Industrial Supplies. The name gives the impression that we are simply gases and industrial supplies. We also do appliances, housewares, household, air conditioning, refrigeration. So we have gas stoves, we have the portable ones, we have the small ones with ovens, 4 burners, we have flashlights, rainwear, batteries, ready for hurricane. We have cutting torches, tips. Of course, we have a very good line of tools as well, electrical tools, hand tools. We do carry a line of air conditioning as well. And so we've got the 12,000s, 18,000s, 24,000s, up to 36,000s. We have blankets, bowls, forks, knives, air fryers. So we cater to the entire community. It's not just the industrial side. We're on Queens Highway. We're just across the street from Solomon's. We have a telephone number 352-4309. We open from 8 to 5 Monday to Friday, and from 8 to noon on Saturdays.
Island Bedding is the Bahamas' leading manufacturer in mattress sets. But did you know we also carry top quality products like pillows, comforters, sheets, and much more. Our furniture line is also expanding to meet the needs of those rebuilding. We have bedroom sets, sofa beds, recliners, accent pieces, and so much more. Come and experience island bedding today, where everybody deserves their own island.
Across the Bahamas, we're more connected than ever before as we upgrade and expand our network, elevating your connection with BTC Super-Fast Fiber Internet. More people can access the best high-speed internet on our upgraded all-fiber optic network, providing you with a better experience working remotely, learning virtually, accessing more from home, and connecting with more opportunities. Visit our website or any store to upgrade to our super-fast fiber internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Experience a different shopping environment at The Shop. 3 stores combined: Finishing Touch, Wigs, and Mary's Unique Design. Located at number 6 and 7 in the West Mall Plaza, downtown Freeport. The Shop carries fabrics, sewing machines, crafts, beauty supplies, perfumes, body oils, including men's and women's clothing. Make a stop at The Shop. Hours are Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Friday and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Phone 602-0976. The Shop. Experience a difference. 3 stores in 1.
Activate your power with the new Scotia Card MasterCard Debit for a chance to win a brand new 2021 Toyota RAV4. Every spend gives you an instant entry to qualify. Shop online, at the gas station, or at any POS machine for your chance to win. Competition runs from now until August 31. Activate your power and win with the new Scotia Card MasterCard Debit. Approved under Section 61G of the Gaming Act 2014. Applicable to Bahamas only.
The Ministry of Health is working to ensure the safety of the Bahamian people. Help us minimize the risk that coronavirus poses to citizens, residents, and visitors by following these 5 easy steps. Step 1. Wet your hands with clean water. Apply soap and lather for 20 seconds by rubbing them together. Include the top of your hands between your fingers and under your fingernails. Rinse your hands under clean water, then dry them with a paper towel or air dry them. Remember to wash your hands before and after eating, preparing a meal, changing a diaper, or caring for the sick, and always after using the bathroom, touching money, shaking hands, or taking out the trash. Step 2. Cough and sneeze in your elbow or upper sleeve, not in your hands, not in the air. Or you can cover your nose and mouth with a tissue when you cough or sneeze. Put your used tissue in the trash bin when you're finished. Remember to wash your hands with soap and clean water after you cough or sneeze. Also, remember never to spit on the ground, roads, or in open spaces. Step 3. Ensure that raw meat is properly handled and cooked thoroughly. Step 4. Avoid sharing drinking glasses, eating utensils like spoons and forks, or sharing personal items such as toothbrushes and towels. Germs can live on surfaces we touch, so wipe and disinfect surfaces where germs can live, and keep your surroundings clean. Step 5. Avoid close contact with anyone showing symptoms of respiratory illness, such as coughing or sneezing. Should you or anyone you know feel that you have been exposed to the coronavirus, contact the surveillance unit of the Ministry of Health immediately. To reach us, call 502-4776, 502-4790, or 502-4737. We want Bahamians and those that live with and visit us to remain safe from the coronavirus. To do this, we need the help of each and every one of you to follow the simple steps we have shared. Let's stay safe, Bahamas.
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Tromila Demerit, you are our Facebook friend of the day. Thank you so much for your support. And that's going to do it for us here in the North. And on behalf of the entire ZNS News team, I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for joining us. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, Parliament dissolved and an election date set. Abaco and Andros under a new curfew. The country boosts its vaccination arsenal. And labor strife hits the country's main powerhouse. Those stories and more when the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, returns.
Hurricane season is here, so now's the time to start checking off your list. Make note of what you have. Test your batteries, radio, flashlights, and the expiry date on your first aid kit. You may have to replace a few things. Then make sure you have at least 1 gallon of drinking water per day for each person, 2 weeks supply of non-perishable food, a cooler for ice, and if you have an infant, pack a bag of baby items. Keep spare toilet paper, paper towels, and sanitation wipes, along with cleanup supplies, trash bags, waterproof packaging for personal documents, and mosquito repellent. Have 2 extra face masks per person and enough hand sanitizer and life vests for everyone in the household. And have a plan. If shelter gets compromised, plan with household members beforehand how you will escape. That might mean having a knife, axe, crowbar, or other tool to pry open a door, window, or roofing in an emergency. For more information and a full hurricane prep checklist, visit znsbahamas.com.
Good evening, I'm Akush Lapinder, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. The rumor mill in overdrive for months, with the Prime Minister neither confirming nor denying talk of an early election. Well, today's announcement putting all that to rest with a date being set. And with just a few weeks left to get their messages out, political machineries today shifted into overdrive. With a recap of today's events, we go to our Altavis Munnings. Good evening, Altavis.
Good evening, Makushla, and good evening, Bahamas. That September 16th general election date literally gives political parties 3 weeks to campaign. The signal for the early election came during an announcement this morning to dissolve Parliament. Provost Marshal, Commissioner of Police Paul Roll, stood right here on the steps of the House of Assembly around 10 o'clock Thursday morning to read the proclamation from the Governor General.
The Parliament of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas stands dissolved from the 19th day of August 2021, and whereas it is provided by Article 65 of the Constitution that each session of Parliament shall be held at such place and commence at such time as the Governor General may by proclamation appoint. Now, therefore, I, Cornelius A. Smith, Governor General of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, acting in accordance with the advice of the Prime Minister, do hereby proclaim that the next session of Parliament shall be held in the city of Nassau, in the island of New Providence, on the 6th day of October 2021, and shall commence at 10 a.m. o'clock in the forenoon.
About an hour later, the official date for the next general election was revealed during a national address by Prime Minister the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis. And managing the pandemic's future impact on the country is the primary reason why the Prime Minister is confident now is the time for the people of the Bahamas to choose the next government. He acknowledged that the Bahamas has battled the worst public health crisis in modern history for a year and a half now. And the current national statistics tell the story. Close to 17,000 positive cases, 145 hospitalizations, and more than 300 deaths. But with more than 500,000 vaccines, those already here and the more to come, that will be utilized for the national vaccination campaign and government's $7 million COVID-19 pandemic price tag, the Prime Minister assures that we are beginning the process to end the emergency phase of the COVID-19 pandemic.
As a result of our country reaching the goal of securing the vaccines we need, it is now time for the Bahamian people to choose who they want to lead them as we move towards vaccinating every Bahamian who wishes to be vaccinated. Your next government will have key decisions to make in enacting post-pandemic public health legislation. Your next government will have to make other key decisions to build on the robust economic growth started on our watch. Your next government will have to make important decisions on rebuilding and renewing a post-COVID-19 Bahamas. A new mandate is needed to ensure that a government is in place to do this difficult work over the long term as we are reaching a critical turning point in the pandemic. I have advised the Governor General to issue the writs of election, which will be held on Thursday, the 16th of September, 2021.
The Prime Minister also cited the Bahamas' long tradition of peaceful general elections and urged Bahamians to continue that proud tradition.
We must discuss the issues rigorously and peacefully, contrasting our various visions for the country. In our democratic tradition, the people rule. Your collective wisdom will decide our way forward. Your collective wisdom will decide our shared future. All political parties should conduct their campaigns in keeping with public health guidelines.
As the Prime Minister touted in his national address government's goal of making the Bahamas one of the most vaccinated small island developing states in the world, a release from the Office of the Prime Minister on Thursday confirmed that Prime Minister Menes will again deliver another national address on Sunday, August 22nd at 8 p.m. That's when he will reveal more details about government's ongoing response to the COVID-19 pandemic, the arrival of more vaccines, and the vaccination rollout in the Family Islands. Reporting from the House of Assembly, I'm Altaviz Munnings, ZNS Network News. Back to you, Makashla.
Well, thanks, Altaviz. Now that a date's been set, a lot of work's to be done on the ground in the coming weeks, and that includes preparing for nomination day, which, based on the Parliamentary Act, shall not be earlier than the 5th day and not later than the 10th after the day on which public notice is given of the election. Now, our news team has since confirmed that that date has been set at Friday, August 27th. The Parliamentary Act speaks to the fact that each candidate will be nominated by a separate nomination paper with not less than 5 people registered as voters in that constituency and shall be delivered by the intending candidate himself or one of the subscribers to the returning officer for that constituency. Now, it's important to note that a person will not be validly nominated unless a declaration of qualification signed by that person in the presence of a justice of the peace, made and dated on a day not more than 90 days before nomination day, is delivered to the returning officer and within the time for delivery. Further, a person cannot be nominated as a candidate for more than one constituency or is guilty of an offense against the Act. A candidate also can't be nominated unless one declares, to the best of one's knowledge, one's assets, income, and liabilities, and this pertains to the candidate, his or her spouse, and children, if applicable. Also, the sum of $400 must be paid. That money can be made in cash or by a manager's or a certified check drawn on a bank licensed here in the Bahamas. The returning officer then returns a receipt for the sum that goes into the consolidated fund. Now, if you haven't registered by now, it's definitely too late to do so. That is, if you were planning to vote in next month's election. That window closed today. No other name can be added to this register. At last count, over 194,000 names were on the register. More than 5,000 of them were new. This is a jump from the over 187,000 people who registered back in 2017. Now, in the event you lost your voter's card and are on the register, you can still be eligible to vote. A visit to the Parliamentary Registration Department's Farrington Road headquarters this morning revealed a few people collecting copies of their voters' cards. Does the 4-week window to a general election constitute a snap election? A word that's been tossed around quite a lot in recent months. Bringing some clarity to that is former F&M MP David Wallace.
The Constitution tells you, according to Article 67, that after the dissolution of Parliament, the Governor-General shall issue writs of general election of members of the House of Assembly returnable within 90 days of the dissolution. So according to the Constitution, you cannot go beyond the 90 days period. And so while others might say it is a snap election, a snap might be in the sense that elections would have traditionally been held in May, but I think there were all indications and all signs that the government was going to seek to go to the people early for the people you have to return the government back to the people. And now the people then have a choice to determine who they wish to govern them over the next 5 years.
But is it enough time for political parties to galvanize the troops and complete the work on the ground?
I think you're going to be challenged with the COVID protocols more or less from this general election than any elections that you've had before, bearing in mind that in the midst of this election, you have to continue the practicing of all of the social distancing, you have to continue the practicing of wearing the mask, and so I think the campaign teams have to devise other ways. Instead of probably knocking on doors, you will see more telephone campaigning of persons, because persons have to continue to remember that COVID-19 is with us and it is real. And so the government could not go outside of the 90 days of the Constitution.
Today's general election announcement sparking conversation on street corners everywhere, on and off social media and throughout the islands of the Bahamas. Our Antoinette Smith spoke with some of those residents and got their reaction.
For much of 2021, talks of an early election have dominated discussion in news cycles and inner circles.
I mean, I hear on the news all the time it's early election, snap election, that's what I'm saying. No, I never anticipated happening in such a short manner.
The proclamation read on the steps of the House of Assembly Thursday morning, however, putting those talks to rest. No longer rumored to be, the 2021 general elections is set for Thursday, September 16th.
Excited. I wish it could have been next week.
The announcement catching many unsuspecting residents by surprise, simultaneously becoming the source of a hot-button debate on the tough decision Bahamians heading to the polls will have to make. While some reason they need to gather more information before coming to a clear choice, the sentiments of others are quite clear.
The next government has to have a plan to bring his people into a place of health and prosperity.
As many consider the pandemic and the country's recovery to be of top priority.
My energy is going to steer towards those that implement policies.
As a taxi driver, for the economy to boost and for us taxi drivers to be able to go back to work. Healthcare, that's collapsing right now, you know what I mean? So there's the things that's most important to me.
Now, whether voters will take their opinions to the polls in droves, that remains to be seen. But this resident we spoke to encourages those less hesitant to perform their constitutional duty.
Yes, I consider the ones who's not convinced to go to the poll. This is a very important election. We are at the verge of something great, you know what I'm saying?
As for what happens next, well, it's in the hands of the people, who will make their decision in less than 30 days on September 16th at the polls. Antoinette Smith for ZNS Network News.
Well, fun fact for you, the upcoming election called on the 29th anniversary of the Free National Movement's August 19th, 1992 victory at the polls. On that date, the party became the government of the Bahamas for the very first time. At the helm, former party leader and former Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Hubert Ingraham. Running on the slogan, "It's about your future," Free National Movement officials say they're committed to remain in governance to take the Bahamas to another level. Still to come, Johnson & Johnson vaccines arrive in country and strike action grips BPL. And remember to tune in to the morning edition with LaDawn Davis and Charles Fisher at 7 o'clock weekday mornings. We also have news updates at every hour starting at 2 p.m. You can then watch live at 5 with Amajal Knowles, followed by the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern edition at 6:30, and the National Report live at 7 p.m. All right here on the ZNS Network.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Sun Oil. Shell's Summer of Fun.
You have enough things to worry about. Living in a world that can seem opposite of the things you are trying to accomplish.
I can need a little help with this part of this.
We're here to let you know that you don't have to go at it alone. Choose peace of mind. Choose comfort. Choose CB. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Elevate your experience with BTC Superfast Fiber Home Internet, which unlocks unlimited mobile talk, data, and roaming for as low as $50 per line. Enjoy more savings and value with internet speeds of up to 600 megabits per second and all the connectivity you need on the go. An elevated experience starts with BTC at home, powering unlimited mobile talk, data, and roaming plus great savings. Visit a BTC store or btcbahamas.com for more details.
It's in our name, fried chicken. It's our thing. Others may try, but we have the original. We put the extra in extra crispy. And our spicy secrets in everyone's mouth. So if we want to make the best chicken sandwich, we just need to put our name on it. The new Kentucky Chicken Sandwich. An abundant triple breaded filet, premium mayo, and pickles, all on a buttered brioche bun. The best chicken sandwich had to be KFC.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
A new emergency order for Abaco and North, South, and Central Andros. Those islands are now under an 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. curfew. The amended emergency orders further notes that starting September 3rd through November 1st, a cruise ship will not be able to enter a port in the Bahamas unless the captain or master of a cruise ship submits a manifest to the port medical officer disclosing the vaccination status of all passengers before arriving at the port, that all passengers 12 years and older are fully vaccinated before embarking on the ship at the start of the voyage, and that all health protocols are adhered. You can blame COVID for another 125 infections and 3 deaths here in the country. Of the new cases, 101 are here on New Providence, 11 on Grand Bahama, 6 on Eleuthera, 4 Exuma, and 1 each on Abaco, Bimini, and Cat Key, and San Salvador. That's an overall count that's nudging closer to 17,000 at 16,848. Sadly, another 3 people have also died, an 84-year-old woman and an 89-year-old woman from New Providence on August 9th and August 14th, respectively. A day later, a 43-year-old Exuma man passed from the virus. That puts the countrywide death toll to 316, with 44 deaths still under investigation. Hospitalizations were at 145, 19 of those people in the intensive care units of Doctors Hospital with 11, Grand Bahama Health Services with 4, Princess Margaret Hospital with 3, and the South Beach Acute Care and Referral Center with 1. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Pearl McMillan, along with the Health Minister, other health officials, and representatives from UNICEF, headed to Jet Aviation today to receive 38,400 doses of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. The vaccine's another donation from the United States government. McMillan fills us in with Johnson & Johnson's expected rollout, as well as the plan for Pfizer.
Today is the day that we are actually rolling it out fully at the Kendall I-6 gym. And we anticipate we would have put out a schedule for the Pfizer, and we will be then now looking at how we could begin to incorporate the Johnson & Johnson into the rollout.
Dr. McMillan says the focus hasn't changed, and that's to use existing doses of Pfizer, which has a shelf life of 31 days, compared to the Johnson & Johnson that expires in 2023. As it relates to the Family Islands, she noted that the consultative committee will assist in a final schedule as there are priorities. However, the focus remains here in the capital and Grand Bahama due to ongoing challenges.
We will continue our rollout of, second doses in the first instance of AstraZeneca, and we will then begin likely to use the Johnson & Johnson on Family Islands as well, in part because it's a, one shot, and that makes it much easier for us to cover the family of islands, and, we have many islands to go to, so if we are able to do one shot on a particular island and we're done, that makes it much easier for us.
Now, as indicated, the rollout of the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine has begun, now affording thousands of Bahamians a chance to choose the vaccine they prefer. The new vaccine option also opens up vaccination to a younger demographic. Cleopatra Murphy has the story.
Chairman of the National COVID-19 Vaccine Consultative Committee, Dr. Merceline Dalregis, is optimistic that the turnout of children at Monday's pilot of the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine will reflect an uptake in the general population. Vaccination for the general public began at the Kendall J. L. Isaacs Gymnasium Thursday morning, where Dalregis shared that she is encouraged by the number of people registering.
We were supposed to run a pilot of 60. 120 showed up, 150 showed up, and 45 of them were children. That's a large number for a pilot. We weren't anticipating that, but that's good. And we want the school population to take advantage of it. And what we find that the parents who are vaccinated, they're the ones who bring their children. When the parents who are not vaccinated bring their children, have the vaccination, same day.
The Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine is the only vaccine that has been approved for children as young as 12. As with the pilot, Thursday's rollout saw a steady flow of parents with their children in tow turning up to get vaccinated. One of those teens, 16-year-old Kanaz Swain, who showed up for his first shot. He says it was his choice, and he always felt the benefits outweigh the risks.
I'm getting vaccinated because I feel it's important to prevent everybody else from getting COVID-19. I think it's be safe for the economy and for my family, and etc.
Kanaz was accompanied by family member Jaden Swain, who says the surge in cases and concern for his inner circle was the push he needed to get vaccinated.
Touch home came pretty close to family members and stuff like that. So to prevent anything from happening to myself and my inside family, I decided to come today and get the vaccine.
All 484 vaccination appointments were booked Thursday, with member of the National COVID-19 Vaccine Consultative Committee, Barry Rassin, sharing that just a few walk-ins were accepted.
We make sure everything is organized, everybody can be processed efficiently, but tomorrow we ramp up to 704 and we'll continue forward like that. Fully booked Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So still appointments next week. All you got to do is go online, make an appointment. Please, I ask you, don't walk up without an appointment. Make an appointment first. It's not hard to do.
Resident Lindbergh Smith had his appointment booked because Pfizer was his first choice, holding strong that too many lives are being lost to the virus. Up to Wednesday, the Bahamas had a death toll of 316.
The Pfizer vaccine, I think there are a huge amount of persons that I've spoken to in the community who had a little skepticism about the AstraZeneca vaccine. And of course, I don't know if social media added to that, but of course, persons were waiting to get the Pfizer vaccine, like myself, and we're more comfortable. I see a lot of people are here now because of the Pfizer vaccine being offered.
For those still on the fence about getting vaccinated, Jaden had this advice.
To Bahamians out there, especially the said who might have some complications, I think that their family should consider taking the vaccine just to be on the safe side, because life is really precious and you don't know if you're going to be here tomorrow or not.
For children 12 to 17 to get vaccinated, Rassin says parents and guardians must come in and sign a consent form before those vaccinations can be facilitated. Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Well, 8 straight days of sick out across the public health care sector. That's the Princess Margaret Hospital, Grand Bahama Health Services, and Sandilands Rehabilitation Center. Continue to wrestle with limited staffing and delays. Responding to the dire situation was Health Minister the Honourable Renwood Wells, who this morning told reporters that at the moment, just one union continues to take action.
That is the Bahamas Public Service Union. The other unions, both the nurses and the doctors, the junior doctors and the consultant physician unions, we're talking with them as well to ensure that we are always on board, collectively together, working together to continue to expand and to deliver the kind of requisite health care for the Bahamian people that the Bahamian people desire.
As for the way forward, the minister confirmed that an additional 40 interns, along with others, are assisting with the shortages.
We've also hired some 65 RN nurses. We have some 20 plus TCN nurses that we've brought into the system. And in addition to that, we have another 40 nurses who've just come out of the University of the Bahamas nursing program, who's now a part of the Department of Public Health PMH's system. So we've been doing what we needed to augment both the doctors and nurses. We've also brought in some, probably about 15 new porters to be able to assist on the side of the support staff inside the Department of Public Health as well as PMH.
From one industrial unrest to another, this one impacting the country's electricity provider. Scores turning out in the sweltering heat, expressing discontent over a number of burning issues. Desmond Saunders has the details.
Over 100 workers from Bahamas Power and Light say they want answers.
You are not even trying to communicate with the people now who are the one who keeping PPL functioning.
Tariq Bain among union members protesting today at Bahamas Power and Light. A number of them walked off their jobs in opposition over a number of issues. Today's event, another outcry fueled by growing tensions between BPL management and the Bahamas Electrical Workers Union. Union President Carl Wilson says the health and safety of members within this COVID-19 pandemic is at the top of their agenda.
COVID-19 is rampant throughout the entire Bahamas. And we're saying that it's a major issue here in BPL. And I myself was a victim. And I spent weeks in the hospital fighting this thing. So, you know, this is a serious issue to me.
Wilson says rising fuel prices and a spike in grocery items should prompt management to review their industrial contract.
Gas is now $5.30 a gallon and counting. And it ain't dropping, it's going up. You go in the food store, $50 can't buy you nothing. You know, and so you have to understand how the country is set up right now, where so many persons would have lost jobs. So now we have one breadwinner in the house when we'd had 2 or 3, and that burden is on that one person.
With management now at the negotiating table, Wilson says he wants results.
It's very frustrating as we are at the table trying vigorously to resolve these matters.
And as the stalemate continues, the corporation releasing a statement late Thursday afternoon, BPL acknowledges the illegal industrial action taken by members of the Bahamas Electrical Workers Union today. The statement reads that BPL takes exception to the illegal industrial action, especially given the pressure placed on our customers by the COVID-19 pandemic. BPL is an essential service, and the other essential services, the police, doctors, water and sewage, all rely on BPL in order to serve their functions. This action by the Bahamas Electrical Workers Union places them at risk, as well as those of our customers who are undergoing at-home care. Negotiations for a new industrial agreement between BPL and the BEWU have been conducted in good faith over the course of months, even as BPL continues to follow the terms of the industrial agreement, which expired in April 2018. The statement telling BPL customers that we cannot guarantee an uninterrupted power supply and contingency plans are in place, particularly during this time of great public health need in the country.
Now, these union members say they will continue to protest until their issues are resolved. They're calling on management to answer their calls. Here at BPL, Desmond Saunders, ZNS Network News.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Health
is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 9th Fifth Terrace, Centerville, right in the heart of the medical service epicenter of Nassau, Bahamas.
Shop early for Janae's Mix and Match specials. Get all your school uniforms, neckties, socks, shorts, character towels, raincoats, umbrellas, colorful backpacks, underclothes, and tights. Mix and match 4 school shirts, free monogrammed or regular, and get 1 free. Yes, free. Mix and match 2 skirts, jumpers, or pants, and get the third one 50% off. Janae's COVID-19 Customer Recovery Assistance, allowing mix and match. WhatsApp 817-3295 or go online at www.janaes.com.
Sand Dollar is the new digital Bahamian dollar created by the Central Bank of the Bahamas. It's just like physical cash, but safer and more convenient. Plus, the various Sand Dollar-enabled apps are secure and easy to use on any Android or iOS device. Use Sand Dollar for your personal and business transactions, whether by QR code, a short name, or even your Sand Dollar card. You can send and receive Sand Dollar safely with just a touch of a button. Sand Dollar, the digital Bahamian dollar.
When you want to save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you want to look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
Well, the COVID-19 pandemic continuing to throw a curveball after curveball at the local business community. Despite this, Small Business Development Center officials say many small businesses are managing to perform quite well. Their survival due in part to the Business Continuity Program, a 2020 initiative established to provide emergency funding for entrepreneurs trying to keep their businesses afloat.
Because of the Business Continuity Program, we were able to create deferrals. In the first instance, they were about 4 months. And then it moved up to about 8 months, where persons had a lot of time before they had to begin repaying. And I'm happy to say that in that portfolio right now, according to recent reports, we still have none of those companies holding.
Small Business Development Center Executive Director Davinia Bain tells us just how the organization is working to help its clients.
The majority of all of the businesses are still operational, and we've been working with the financial institutions that they would have booked those loans directly with for the support of the pandemic, to make sure we're as flexible as possible with those businesses. Now, that will not go on forever. The expectation is that businesses will use the grace period that they received to strengthen what they're doing in their businesses.
They say beauty runs deep, and one little girl is making sure this saying remains true by creating a lip gloss business to supply the young and the young at heart. Here's LaDawn Davis.
Because I did not want to keep on getting in trouble using my Grammy's lip gloss.
At 5 years old, Autumn Ingram is a businesswoman. A year ago, the energetic, aspiring cosmetologist created Glossy Girl, a small child-friendly lip gloss business that's become quite popular around the capital. The bubbly young lady with an infectious spirit stopped by our ZNS studios on Wednesday to tell us how she whipped up the glossy flavors.
I have strawberry. I have blueberry. I I have grape, and I have mango. I use the lip gloss base. I put the scent in, the color, the glitter, the vitamin E oil. Put it in the cap. Put it in the container. Put the cap on, and that's that.
Mother Ariel Ingram says after the lip gloss was introduced to the public within a matter of minutes, they were sold out. She says over the 1 year period, they have sold about 200 to 300.
Once we got the supplies, we just made about 20 just for our own personal use. And I just posted on my WhatsApp status to show family and friends, look what Autumn did. And from there, those lip gloss sold out within minutes. So we had to go back and make more that same night. And the business has just been flourishing ever since. We started out with a little mini Valentine's basket for little girls. That took off, so we expanded then into Easter baskets. And we posted 2 teachers' appreciation photos for her own teachers, and that took off. So now we're pretty much known as the basket people. People message us for birthdays. I have orders now for Christmas, for Autumn to do something.
Ariel says she's excited that this small business is not only teaching her daughter to be more responsible, but also inspire other young girls to do the same.
It teaches her that, you work hard and you're able to afford anything that you want. She's managing and making her own money. And it teaches her responsibility at a young age. Education should come first, and I believe in women empowerment and independent women, and I definitely want her to be just as strong and independent as I am. So I was pleased that she had the idea on her own, and I just supported her, and look where we are today.
LaDawn Davis, ZNS Network News.
Well, as we head to the break, we'd like to thank all our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
Summer is here, and Shell presents a summer of fun. Win $30,000 in prizes when you spend $20 in fuel at any Shell location. Now through September 10th. Experience incredible hotel stays in the Family Islands and Nassau. Win thousands of dollars in fuel, groceries, and electronic devices. Fuel up today and submit your receipt by WhatsApp, email, and Facebook. Follow us on Facebook for more chances to win with Shell. Terms and conditions apply.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A friend that you can trust. Family Guardian.
So, Tamika, I know it's your first day, but we need a few things for the office. We need notepads for the boardroom, paper clips, staplers, trash bins for new staff, a monitor for Jason in accounting, a case of pens, a box of copier paper, and Ted here needs a new desk chair. Oh, and glue. I'll need all of these by noon. Got it?
But where am I supposed to get all this stuff by noon?
John Bull Business Center.
John Bull Business Center?
Of course. And while you're there, I need 200 copies of this. And speak to Michelle about delivery of my furniture. I'm having my office remodeled.
Got it. Because they have a copy center and a contract furniture department. I knew that.
I think you might just work out.
Get everything your company needs in one convenient location. Check out the copy center and our contract furniture department. If you want to show everyone in the office you mean business, then there's only one place to go. John Bull Business Center. We mean business.
Hey guys, it's Shay here and welcome to our first installment of Alive's Community Corner. Not only is Alive a digital service provider, and beyond those great deals and services that we provide you, Alive is committed to the community. So here's a look at what we did for Mother's and Father's Day. This episode, and we look forward to sharing with you so many more of our community moments. So why Alive? Because you deserve it.
Health teams headed to Grand Bahama on Friday to begin preparations for the rollout of the Pfizer vaccine there. Chairman of the National COVID-19 Vaccine Consultative Committee, Dr. Mercelin Dal-Regis, says they need to open another site on that island, and there is also a significant demand on Abaco. She said the team was scheduled to meet at 2 p.m. today to strategize how they would meet demand.
We had Grand Bahama come up to the pilot on Monday last, so we hope the transfer of knowledge would be run smoothly, so that when we start in Grand Bahama on Saturday and Sunday, that we won't have to spend a day of training. We would transfer the experiences that we had on the Monday pilot to Grand Bahama and wherever we go. So there's cross-training and transfer of knowledge, because Pfizer is a little bit different from AstraZeneca, and each vaccine is different from the other. So we're really happy to have the choices that we have right now.
Now, as for the Johnson & Johnson vaccine rollout, Dal-Regis says officials intend to announce that soon.
We do have a number of homebound. We had a mobile unit, and that is very labor intensive in that you go into people's homes, but you have to have all the emergency services right there in case of an event, and you have to observe for a period of time, and then you have travel time to and from. So you can imagine you can't do too many. And you need a whole team to go with you. So if we could do a one dose, that would help, if that is if that's an opportunity.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Patricia. We continue to monitor the tropics. We have two systems out there. There's Tropical Storm Grace, which is pulling away from the Yucatan Peninsula, and then we still have Tropical Storm Henri. That one is some 450 miles to the south-southeast of Cape Hatteras in the Carolinas. Outside of our studios, we're under mostly cloudy skies with a temperature of 86 degrees. Relative humidity, 69%, northeast winds at 9 miles per hour. The barometric pressure, 1,016.7 millibars. That's 30.02 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the outlets this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 82 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Grand Turkey, Marsh Harbor, Abaco at 84. 86 in the Berry Islands, Alistown, Bimini, 85 in Harbor Island. Roxanne, Eleuthera, 86 degrees. Black Point, Exuma, Kemps Bay, St. Andros, and Fresh Creek in Central Andros, all at 85. Also, Otterstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rum Key at 85 degrees. 84 in Georgetown, Exuma. 84 also in Ragged Island, Sound Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, and Acklands. Matthew Town, Inago, 86. and the Texan Caicos Islands at 84 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Center. In the Northwest and Central Islands tonight through Friday, you can expect east to southeast winds 10 to 15 knots and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. Low tide takes place at 46 minutes past midnight. Your high tide will occur at 6:36 tomorrow morning. In the southeast Bahamas, caution flags are up. Winds east to southeast 15 to 20 knots and the wave heights 4 to 7 feet. On Saturday, southeast winds at 10 to 15 knots in the northwest with 2 to 4 foot seas. In the central Bahamas, southeast 12 to 18 knots and the wave heights 3 to 6 feet. In the southeast Bahamas, the winds even stronger still at 15 to 20 knots, also out of the southeast. And the wave heights 4 to 7 feet with caution flags remaining in place. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Listen, you know, hear that? Spike ball, coming from the island, with that warrior stock, in the yard, the Taiwan, from the home, what in there, come on, well, I came down like lightning bolt, 9 months in my...
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned. Your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Almost every journey starts with your car. We spend most of the early stages of our lives anticipating getting our first set of wheels. When that moment finally comes, let AID be there for all your auto needs. Make it yours by accessorizing, maintaining, and repairing your car with AID. Whether you're a professional mechanic, a recent graduate, a full-time mom, or an I can fix that kind of guy. Or if you're completely clueless about what your car needs, AID will assist in providing a large variety of auto parts, a diagnostic center, and great customer service. For all life's auto journeys, we're here. AID, all you really need and more.
Activate your power with the new Scotia Card MasterCard Debit. Experience the power of convenience with speedy payments made with a simple tap. Feel the power of safety with enhanced security. From our chip and pin technology, which grants you extra protection at the ATM, online, and at point of sale protection. Your access is granted. Make purchases here or when you choose to travel with priceless MasterCard offers. Activate your power with the new Scotiabank MasterCard Debit Card.
Everyone's excited about the $8 meal of the day. Every day, it's a different 6-inch sub, plus chips and a 20-ounce drink for just $8. That feels like fresh value. Come in any day of the week for one of your favorite 6-inch subs. Like turkey breast, meatball marinara, sweet onion chicken teriyaki, black forest ham, Italian BMT, oven roasted chicken, and tuna. Then add chips and a 20-ounce drink, and you've got the $8 meal of the day. A great meal at a great price every day of the week, only at Subway.
Hi, I'm Franklin Butler, and I want to talk to you about financial resilience.
Financial resilience is the ability to withstand and recover from temporary financial hardship and disruptions.
Number one, let's talk about delayed gratification. In our house, we were taught that you can either save up front or you can save down back. So what does saving up front mean? Every week, you can set aside $5, $10 toward that gift, toward that down payment, toward whatever you want, or you can go to the bank and borrow it and pay 12% interest. And who wants to do that? Number two, let's talk about separating your needs from your wants. Now, this is an interesting story. Being a butler, in our household, we learned the lesson about needs and wants because my father made it very clear that on that t-shirt day, do you really need that t-shirt? Coincidentally, that resulted in just me and my two brothers. We were the only two kids without t-shirts and jeans on a t-shirt day. Imagine that. Number three, think about your hobbies and think about your profession. You can get paid for your hobbies, guys. I encourage you. You might be a beautician, you might be a barber, you might be a musician. Think about how you can leverage your downtime when you're not actually working to make extra money through your trades and your gifts. That is the only way I've learned how to be truly financially resilient.
This message was brought to you by the Securities Commission of the Bahamas.
Across the Bahamas, we're more connected than ever before as we upgrade and expand our network, elevating your connection with BTC Superfast Fiber Internet. More people can access the best high-speed internet on our upgraded all-fiber optic network, providing you with a better experience working remotely, learning virtually, accessing more from home, and connecting with more opportunities. Visit our website or any store to upgrade to our Superfast Fiber Internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Just one competitor in action for the Bahamas on day 2 of the World Athletics Under-20 Championships. And what a performance from Rima Audubor. She finished just off the podium in 4th place of the women's javelin. A throw of 180 feet, 8.5 inches was a new junior national record. That erased her old mark of 177 feet, 9.5 inches set earlier this year. On the minor league baseball diamond, Chavez Young on fire the past couple days. He was 3 for 5 with a 2-run home run on Tuesday and followed that up with another home run on Wednesday. That was part of a 2 for 4 performance as the New Hampshire Fisher Cats won both games over Hartford. Ian Lewis also holding his own for Marlins in the Florida Complex League. On Wednesday, Lewis was 1 for 4, hitting a 3-run home run. He had 4 runs batted in and 2 runs scored as the Marlins won big over the Cardinals 14-3. Jonquil Jones and the Connecticut Sun will be back on the court tonight in the WNBA. They finish off a back-to-back with the Minnesota Lynx. The Sun beat the Lynx 72-60 on Tuesday. Jonquil reached another career milestone, going over the 2,000-point plateau while recording another double-double.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Today is a day for fun. Today is a day for family. So why should yesterday's worries affect my today? That's why I insure my family with J.S. Johnson, because their mission is to provide us with the best insurance coverage possible. With J.S. Johnson, I know my family comes first, so I take comfort in knowing that they always have us covered, providing us with a great today and an even better tomorrow.
J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
Whether you shop a little or shop a lot, you'll love the specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Able mackerel, 15 ounce, $1.19. 1, 2, 3 ramen noodles, 3 ounce, 3 for $1. Hellman's mayonnaise, 30 ounce, $4.99. Bone-in chicken breasts, $1.89 per pound. Tomatoes, $1.59 per pound. Open Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. with double stamps on Sundays at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Every day, it takes a commitment to quality, a commitment to the people. Here at Impact, we commit to you, to providing you with the best, most efficient waste management service in the country. Across the Bahamas, every home and any event is within our reach. Let the fastest growing and most reliable team help keep your Bahamas clean. Impact Waste Management Company, committed to you.
We elevate, elevate, we elevate, elevate, we elevate, elevate, we elevate, elevate.
I
can't begin to tell you how much of a joy and honor it is for us to bring fiber to the home to customers all across this country. It's a part of BTC's commitment that we've made to building a stronger, faster, better network. And for residents here in Central Pines Estates in Abaco, their feedback is enough to leave, well, let's say me, speechless.
We just got our upgrade last week. And listen, I'm happy. The kids are happy. Everyone is happy. You know, moving back after the storm, the service when we came back was a little slow. We had sessions during our virtual school where we would have to kind of stop, we would have to reset the box, we would have to just stop classes, sessions. However, with the upgrade, we see where multiple persons can be on their devices. You know, nowadays everyone has a device. So the kids can be on their YouTube videos. I'm able to do my business on my laptop. You know, my other daughter, she's able to watch TV, and we don't have any issues with buffering. Like this, the new upgrade, it's fast, it's reliable, and I encourage anyone to do the upgrade.
It has been a long journey for our friends here in Abaco, and BTC has promised to be with them, and we will continue to be with them every step of the way. These are still the moments that move us. I'm Corvell Pyfrom. Be well, and be back here next. BTC Connection.
How the smartest shoppers are shopping in Nassau. Variety disposable products versus the other guys. $120.40 versus $150. Variety disposable products, 25% savings. Bingo, save $3. Badia, save $2. Bounty hand towel, $1. And that's how the smartest shoppers saved over $30 on this cart at Variety Disposable.
It is important to take precautions to reduce your risk of getting infected with COVID-19, even when you go to the grocery store. Practice physical distancing that is 6 feet apart from others while you wait in line to enter the store. One person per household needs to go. Use wipes to disinfect the cart or basket handle that you select. Avoid touching your face, unnecessary items, and surfaces. Try to touch only what you are buying. So carry a grocery list to help you move along quickly. Do not forget to wear a cloth mask while you do your shopping and carry hand sanitizer with you. Practice physical distancing that is 6 feet apart from others as you shop. And at the cash register. Spend as little time as possible in the store and get enough groceries to last you for a while. Once your groceries are packed and loaded, use hand sanitizer and rub your hands together until they are completely dry. When you come home from the grocery store, take off your shoes at the door and put all of your grocery bags in one area. Disinfect your grocery bags. Rinse produce and wipe down cans and packages with soap and water before you put them away. Wash your hands thoroughly for 20 seconds when you are done. Wash your clothes and your reusable grocery bags.
This message has been brought to you by the Ministry of Health in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather in the tropics, we have Tropical Storm Grace now pulling away from the Yucatan Peninsula, packing winds of 50 miles per hour, but we expect it to re-intensify once it gets back over the open waters of the Gulf of Mexico before making landfall again on the east coast of Mexico. And then we take you now to our second system, which is Tropical Storm Henri. This one is packing winds of 65 miles per hour. It's some 450 miles to the south-southeast of Cape Hatteras. That's in the Carolinas. Also moving towards the west at around 11 miles per hour, and we expect this to become a hurricane sometime on Friday afternoon, Friday night. So we'll keep you abreast with these systems. Satellite pictures showing the shower activity over the Yucatan Peninsula will eventually spread back into the Gulf of Mexico, and then we're keeping our eyes, as we said, there on rain. And the forecast for tonight, partly cloudy with a shower in spot, particularly late or during the early morning hours. 79 degrees for your low temperature. And tomorrow is going to be a pretty nice day, similar to today. Partly sunny and hot, high temperature around 90 degrees. Extended weather forecast, those 90 is going to hold right through the cycle, and we'll get some showers back in our forecast, possibly even an isolated thunderstorm on Saturday, and that will carry over into Sunday with a bit clouds on Monday, but the sun will come back out on Tuesday of next week. Makishla.
Well, thanks, Basil. That does it for the Bahamas Tonight. We thank you for continuing to make ZNS your #1 news and information network. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. On behalf of the entire team here, thanks for watching and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
This episode of A Familiar Walk has been brought to you by J.S. Johnson, Insurance Agents and Brokers, the Dalbinas Agency Limited, Sun Oil Limited, Battery and Tire Specialists, Royal Star Assurance. Thank you for your continued support.
Welcome to the program, A Familiar Walk, Hurricane Preparedness 2021. Our insightful guest